Welcome to the Retreat Leaders Podcast, your sanctuary with retreat experts, where we spill the tea on retreat success. Here we dive into crafting transformational guest experiences, talk about how to avoid pitfalls, and unlock marketing secrets. Whether you're a seasoned guru or a budding enthusiast, we've got the inside scoop for you. Join us as we learn how to flourish in this magical world of retreats. Hey guys, welcome to the Retreat Leaders Podcast. This is Shannon, and I am so excited for my guest today. We have a lot of different things that we could cover. I think she is an experienced retreat host, and I think it'll just be much, much better if I have her introduce herself. So I feel like I should have asked this ahead of time so that I didn't, because I had your name in my head as I've been saying it, and I didn't verify it with you before. Yeah. Is it Kyera?
It's Kyera.
Kyera, see, I should have asked that ahead of time. It's in my head in a different way, and now we're going to change that in my head. So welcome, Kyera, to the show. I'm so excited you're here.
Hey, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I love it. So first, just tell us about yourself, like just in general, and then also the retreat space.
Yeah, it's such a loaded question, but I have been in the world of personal development since I was 17 years old. I opened an office at 24. I'm now 37. So I've been working with people in the space of transformation I've had a head start for a very long time. Yeah.
I love that. And then I think you'd mentioned before we started recording that you've done retreats since 2022. So tell me about that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to run retreats, and it was just something that one day I just was like, why am I not doing this? I lived in Ireland when I was 15 years old. I lived there for a couple of years, and I've traveled back many times since. And so I said to myself, I knew I would always run retreats in Ireland. And I just had this what am I waiting for kind of conversation. And everything about my life and my business is unconventional. I do everything that you're told not to do, and I do it very well. And so I had this aha moment to run a retreat, and I don't like to wait. So it was May of 2022, and I decided that night that I was going to run a retreat that September, and I was going to do it in Ireland, so out of the country. I was going to do it for a week. And the only thing that I knew before I announced it was where the location was going to be. Outside of that, I had nothing planned. So I announced the retreat. It was going to be open for 3 to 4 women because I wanted in Ireland to be able to drive the car. I wanted to keep it really intimate. And I sold my first spot within an hour. And that was kind of like the beginning of the end of no longer running them. I've been doing them ever since.
Ooh, okay. So funny enough, I have just finished recording a podcast with another venue owner. And one of the things we were talking about, because you just said that you do a lot of things unconventional and very, very well. And one of the things we just talked about was sometimes hosts will just pick a place and then throw it out there and hope it fills. And we were like, sometimes that's a big, big mistake. However, one of the things that I'm hearing from you, other than you do things very, very well, regardless if it's off the cuff or however it is the belief in it. Like I can hear the excitement and the belief. Yeah. And that to me is more powerful than any other tool, is just believing that you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a book called Rich Bitch Money Goals. And the reason I'm sharing this is because Rich Bitch is a methodology. So I call it the power of 9. And the B in bitch stands for belief. And if you are missing that in any aspect of your business, you're going to experience the effects of that. So, for me, when I put out an offer, it's not, you've heard the term throwing spaghetti at a wall, hoping it will stick. That's not the case with me. I always tell people you need to know who you are for the work that you're here to bring forward into the world. And for me, I know exactly who I am. And I think this is why it's very easy for me to sell. So one of the things I say in that book is the number one rule in sales is ABC, always be closing. But I've switched that to be ABC, always be convinced. Because if you're putting an offer out there, such as a retreat, and you're not even convinced that it's going to sell, that frequency is what you're trying to actually sell your offer from. And it's very challenging for people to do that. I don't have that. So I had a lot of people telling me that it was a really bad idea to run my first retreat out of the country, to run my first retreat longer than a weekend. And I was also told the price point was a really bad idea, but I don't create out of consideration for other people's limitations. I create from pure desire. And that's really easy for me to sell from that place.
Ooh, girl. Oh my goodness. This is some good shit. I love everything that you just said. It really, I mean, oh my gosh, the belief is like 99% of it, and the rest of
It
it is just
is. Yeah.
details. And so,
Yeah.
yes.
Hey, retreat leaders. Are your retreats the hidden gems of the travel world just waiting to be discovered? Well, it's time to shine a spotlight on them. Introducing the ultimate guide you've been waiting for, our free guide, Top 11 Tips for Building an Email List for you, the retreat leaders. Imagine an email list packed with eager attendees, hanging on to your every word and ready to book at the click of a button. We share the blueprint to creating a list that sells. Don't miss out on the action. Learn how to connect deeply with your audience, boost your bookings, and create a buzz that fills every retreat. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, these 11 tips are your secret weapon to success. Visit retreatleaderlistbuilding.com now to grab your free copy and start building an email list that sells out your retreats.
Okay, tell me why the pricing was non-conventional too. I get the normal, okay, don't do your first retreat international. Okay, don't do your first retreat this way, which by the way, I'm saying this right here. You can check all of that shit if you believe, and you have an engaged community too that you believe in and trust you. Tell me why your pricing was unconventional.
My pricing is higher end anyway. For me, I've been working with people for so many years. I think what happened when COVID hit was a lot of people saw this opportunity to create a business online. For some people, for most people, that was the coaching space. And then when things opened up again, you had a lot of people moving back into the retreat space. But I believe that we had a lot of people in the role of coaching, mentorship, and retreat facilitators that weren't actually equipped to be handling and really honoring what comes with this level of work. And for me, I tell people I've been in personal development since I was 17 because I think they look at my business or the success I've created and they're trying to measure that against where they are. And I've been doing this for a very long time. Like this is my life's work. So I take that very seriously. And I also think that it factors into everything. So when I opened up Ireland, I created a retreat that was where I wanted to go. It was the place that I love. It was a 5-star luxury hotel. I didn't skip out on any of the expenses. And so I charged accordingly. So I opened that retreat up at $17,000. They were responsible for their airfare and their transportation. Actually, I covered the transportation on the first one. The first spot sold in an hour, and then I sold the other two, and I closed it at that. So my retreats have always been priced higher.
I love this. I don't know if you belong to any of the groups that are out there for retreat hosts and retreat leaders and how much
I'm part
BS.
of one. I don't even engage in it. I'm part of one. I don't even think I've posted in there.
Yeah. So it's probably best if you don't spend time in there. Although I have a feeling just getting this short conversation with you that you wouldn't allow it to affect your B and your bitch or belief. Because there's so much negative Nancy when it comes to profit and high dollar and whatever in the retreat space. And it drives me insane because it is such a devaluation to the experience, to the education, to the preparation, to what is entailed in a retreat space.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
It's also a consciousness. I think that if you have people facilitating retreats and they're going in there slamming other people because of what they're charging, that should tell you everything about that person and their level of consciousness. I teach money and wealth all the time. And for me, I don't have a judgment whether somebody's wanting to charge 100,000 or they want to charge 1,000. It's just a choice, and you get to choosing is selecting freely and after consideration. I think to judge somebody and what their pricing is, it really just goes to show the consciousness that you would be engaging with. I don't take pricing personal. When people are upset, that does not offend me. I have price points at all different levels, but when it comes to my retreats, they take so much time, energy, planning, consideration. I don't take those are very close proximity. I don't take those lightly.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. I kind of look at pricing like something you see on social that you don't agree with. Keep scrolling. It's not for you.
Totally. And I will tell you, because for people listening, when it comes to pricing, so the second retreat that I did actually opened at 55,000, but that was also because number one, we were going to Ireland. Number two, I was bringing in an entire branding company. I flew them in. I believe there were four of them that I flew in, and we were doing a spiritual business retreat. So on the back end of that, we were doing a complete rebrand with photos and videography and all of that. So that cost me well over six figures just to put on. However, the three women that came into that, one of them, they all had an opportunity to pay 55, knowing that the full price was going to be 77. And my one client said, I actually would prefer to pay you 77,000. And I said, okay. I said, so just to be clear, you could pay me 55,000, but you want to pay 77. She's like, yeah, I like the number better. I said, okay. Now, for most people, they'd be like, wait, why would anyone pay over 20,000 more just because they can? That's just the frequency from which I create. I don't look at money as a limitation. And the reality is I attract a lot of really cool people where they're also not limited by money. Some are, but most of them are not. And so for the people that are having that conversation of judgment around money, you're not going to have a client that comes into your world that does that. You can't have judgment around money and be that way and experience the magic.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Hey, it's Shannon here. I'm just popping in really quickly to ask a big favor. Would you pause the show and go review it for us? Please. Reviews really help us to be able to get more guests and more experts on the show to help you transform your retreats. So if you wouldn't mind pausing and leaving us a review, that would mean everything. And if you're not already subscribed, do that too.
This reminds me very much of the conversation I had with one of my good friends who is a very incredibly successful real estate agent in the Dallas market. And one of the things we were talking about, and I don't even remember what context it came up, but it was something like someone asked her for a discount on her services. And she goes, I don't ever discount my services. And I don't ask for discounts either. I will always pay someone their full value that they're asking for if I believe in their services. And it just is like, yes, or like we said, scroll on, that's just not the person for you or the whatever for you.
Well, the reality is like, there's always going to be someone that charges more and charges less. Like I had a woman ask me for a discount and it was the same thing. I said, I don't have a discount. This was different. She was asking for one of my channeled readings, but I said, I don't offer discounts with this. However, if you go into this group, let them know exactly what your price point is. You're going to have more people than you know what to do with that will be an option for you. So it was like, I just gave her, I'm like, let me actually show you exactly where you can go to find the right person. I didn't try to convince her of my pricing. I don't do that. She actually came back an hour later and she's like, I'm so excited I booked with you. And so it's like, I think just set people free. There's always someone that's more or less. It's not about the money. It's never about the money.
I love it. Yes, all of this. So when we first jumped on, you said you just got back from a retreat. Tell us about that.
Yes. Yeah, I just finished my second retreat in Tulum.
Oh my gosh, I did too. I literally just got back from Tulum.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I was just in Tulum. I flew back actually 2 days ago and it was amazing. I was there for a week. I had 8 women and it was an incredible time.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I just got back from Tulum on, what are we? What's today? Today's Monday.
I know. What day
I just got back last Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah. It's okay.
I just got back last Tuesday. So anyway, I love Tulum. It's beautiful. And so tell us about the retreats. Who comes to your retreats?
I would say all different types of people come to my retreats. Really it's people that are looking to create change in their life. If they come to my retreat, they know they're going to get a lot of tough love. Like we do work. My retreats are a lot of fun. So people also come because they're looking to be in that frequency of play. So I have a saying, the more I play, the more money I make. And so we always bring that energy in, but we also go to the conversations that maybe most people don't want to have, because my retreat promise is very simple. You come one way, you leave another. And that's what people do.
I love it. So is it for someone who's looking to make changes in their personal life, professional life, both?
Both. People come to me for all of it. I have women that come to me because they want to make more money in their business. I have people that are making great money, but they're feeling unfulfilled in their marriage or their sex life. Like people come for all different sorts of reasons. I would also say self-expression is a big one. I'm very self-expressed, very confident. And there's a lot of women that are looking to experience more of that in their life and in their business.
Awesome. What other services do you offer that people might be interested in?
I offer private mentorship. I have a mastermind. I've got a membership that people come into. That's like my low ticket, and that's a lot of fun. I have several different offers outside of my retreats.
Awesome. And we will link those all in the show notes so that people can take a look at that.
Hey guys, I'm popping in to ask a quick question. Are you ready to elevate your marketing game and fill those retreat slots faster than ever? Of course you are. That's why you're here. And we've got the toolkit for you. Our top 5 marketing tools for retreat leaders guide. This isn't just a guide. It's your marketing guru wrapped up in one easy to follow package. Dive into the essentials of social media marketing, where we show you how to leverage those platforms to create a community buzzing with excitement for your retreats. Also, unleash the power of content marketing with strategies that educate and engage your potential guests. Plus, we'll dive into email marketing, SEO, and partnership opportunities that open new doors and bring in streams of attendees. So why wait to make your retreats the talk of the town? Download your free guide today by visiting retreatmarketingtools.com and start transforming your retreat dreams into reality.
Do you have any other best practices around retreats that you'd like to share with the community?
I would say, create a retreat. I see so many people that are creating retreats because they want to make money. Create a retreat to make a difference. Money will follow. I think retreats have kind of lost the power when people are just going in it looking to make money, and absolutely you should make money, but create it from pure desire and create it to make a difference for the people coming. That's what I would say. And move out of the limitations. If you want to create something a certain way and it hasn't been done yet, congratulations, you get to be the first.
Yes. Yes. Removing those limiting blocks that we put there on ourselves just because of what we're seeing sometimes. And it sounds like this probably is something that you do. Just putting your blinders on it and just really following that passion and that desire that you have and not worrying about what everybody else is doing or not doing can be super beneficial.
100%. Yeah.
Whether it's pricing or the actual activities or who you're talking to, your demographic, et cetera, and so forth. So I love everything about that. It's just, it's a beautiful space when you're really doing it from that. And I'm hearing it more and more often, which I love, coming from a place of serving versus, I don't want to say selling because we're all salesmen and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a salesman, but in the sense that you're saying, the first and foremost goal is that you're serving in some capacity. And then of course, there's that reciprocity that happens energetically with money, which I'm a big, big fan and proponent of profit. But first and foremost, what are you serving? Who are you serving? What does that look like? And then just like you said, the money will follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I will have all of her information in the show notes. I appreciate you helping us to serve our community.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was fun.
Thanks for listening to the Retreat Leaders Podcast. Learn more at www.theretreatranch.com. See you next time.